No time for the doubt, they counting me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win, yeah. Refuse, mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like told me, keep on running, toes they gon' take them. Used to lose, built to win, applied myself, I felt it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win, yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win, applied myself.
Welcome back to CTC. I'm your gracious host, Carl, and I'm back to talk this college basketball. You know, every Monday I gotta go over poll talk, but before I start, I'd like to ask that you leave a like, comment, share, subscribe. It helps the channel. It helps the network on this channel. It helps, you know what I'm saying, my channel, CTC, through the Refuse to Lose network. It helps BWT, Baseball with Teddy. He just did the AL Central. I was on the episode with the AL Central when we talked about the Tigers. It helps FFC, Fantasy Football with Coach Coombs. But like I said, man, just keep being on the lookout for that. I don't know when he'll drop again, but I know he will drop soon. It helps Kings Talk with Joe Jordan. He got a little break because All-Star break. So, and unfortunately for him, and this is no shade, no shot, no nothing, but if you're in the chats, you know why I say that. But unfortunately for him, the Kings had no All-Stars this weekend, so nothing really to talk about for All-Star weekend with the Kings. Hey, look, Pistons ain't had nothing either, so boom. It helps Dave's Doghouse, which I don't know when he'll go live again, but you know he makes dogs and put dogs in a doghouse. It helps with Real Ballers Only, which normally goes live on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And it also helps, last but not least, in the Red Corner featuring Ricky, Ty, and Fast Camp. They go live every other Sunday, so look out for that. They cover boxing, mainly boxing, but I think they do get into a little bit of other combat sports, but it's majority boxing there. So please just leave a like, comment, share, subscribe, and if you like what you're listening to, stick with us. Now, like I said, it is Monday, so I got to get into some poll talks, and y'all know I'm going to rant. If you follow my Twitter, Twitter is at Carl Talking NCAA. Carl Talking College was too long. Now I ain't, 15 characteristics. So Carl Talking NCAA. You know I am hot that South Florida is not ranked, but I'll get in that in a second. So we have at number 1, no surprise here, UConn. UConn stays atop at the number 1 spot, especially after dominating Marquette. Just straight dominance. Yeah, man, I don't even know what to say for real. It's just straight dominance. Bobby Hurley is just building a dominant program at UConn. They look poised to go back to back. Number 2, who plays later today, is Houston. Houston is now number 2 in the country. They move up from 3 after Purdue takes a bad loss to Ohio State. Funny thing about that game, right? So first of all, it's Ohio State's first win since firing Chris Holtmann. So shout out to them, even though I'm an MSU fan, but still, I can't be biased on the show, so shout out to them. But I know I'm a degenerate. I was going to bet on Purdue, but what made me stay away is I said this to myself, I said, Purdue has a history of struggling with Ohio State for some reason. Like, maybe they don't lose, which sometimes they do. But for some reason, those games are tough battles for Purdue. So I should have took the 8.5, which they won outright, but I ended up staying away. But, yeah, Ohio State gets a big win in terms of playing spoiler. They're not making the tournament, so they're just playing spoiler at this point. Purdue drops to 3 with that loss, which is kind of crazy. But I guess being only a 3-loss team and the 4th-ranked Arizona Wildcats is a 5-loss team kind of makes sense. 5 is Tennessee, which I kind of got a little rant later. 6 is Iowa State, not mad at, playing really good basketball. Marquette is 7. Marquette must have been 4 at the time, but I could have swore they were 7. Either way, 7. Duke is 8. Kansas is 9. Kansas drops 3 spots to 9. Who'd they lose? Oh, they got boat raced by Texas Tech. That's what it was. Yeah, Texas Tech came out and was unconscious with 3. UNC drops to 10. They lost to Syracuse. Baylor goes up to 11. Illinois goes from 14 to 12. Beat the Terps. Alabama goes up from 15 to 13. Auburn drops from 13 to 14 after getting blown out by Kentucky. Well, not blown out, but dominated. I'm wrong. Not blown out. Dominated. Creighton goes up to 15. Dayton sits at 16. Kentucky moves from 22 to 17. St. Mary stays put at 18. San Diego State goes from unranked to 19 after they got 2 huge wins against Colorado State and Utah State to go to first place in the Mountain West. South Carolina dropped from 11 to 20. Honestly, thought they was going to kill us even worse. I thought we might even drop out after blowing that game to LSU and losing by 40 to Auburn, but we stayed ranked at 21. No, excuse me, at 20. At 21, I called it. I was surprised they wasn't ranked last week. Shout out my boy Jarrell. What up, Jarrell? What's good, my boy? Yeah, man, I've been doing this for a little while now. Appreciate you for stopping by, listening. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna be too long. I'm just talking about some polls and then 3 games for the night, and that's it. But appreciate you stopping by. But Washington State, I called it last week. I said I'm so surprised Washington State is not ranked last week. After especially getting a big win against Oregon, going on that little streak in the Pac-12. But now, and I said on the show, Washington State handles their business this week that just passed by beating Stanford. What's Stanford? Yeah, I think it was Stanford and Cal. They should be ranked. And not only are they ranked, they're not 25, 24. They are 21st in the country. So shout out to the Washington State Cougars for getting ranked. I think it's their first time being ranked for a long time, to be honest. So shout out to them. Colorado State actually is ranked at 22. They got a huge win too against no. So the San Diego State got a huge win against Colorado State and New Mexico. They beat New Mexico. Colorado State beat Utah State. San Diego State beat Colorado State and New Mexico. Texas Tech is now 23rd in the country, which I kind of got a rant about that. 24th in the country is Florida. They're a part of the rant. 25th is BYU, dropping from 19 to 25. They lost big time to Oklahoma State. Got dominated. They were down like double digits throughout the entirety of the game against Oklahoma State. Bad loss by the Cougars. Now, for my rant, and if you know me, I love giving props to mid-majors. How is South Florida basketball team not ranked? I don't understand it. South Florida, dominating win against FAU. South Florida, 2-game lead in the American Conference Basketball League. South Florida. I just want to be specific here. I want to get the exact number, but I'm pretty sure it's a double-digit win streak as we speak. South Florida is currently on a 11-game win streak. Haven't lost since early January. I believe like January 7th or something like that. Have not lost since January 7th. Had, like I said, beat FAU, who was 24th in the country at the time. Beat Charlotte, who was number 1 in the American at the time by 3. Beat North Texas. Beat UAB. They're running the table. They have 1 loss in American Conference play, and that was the UAB. They haven't beat UAB. I take that back. I thought they won. I thought they played the tiebreaker and won. I take that back. Nope, they actually did lose their only matchup to UAB. But that's besides the point. That UAB loss was January 7th. January 7th. It is now February 19th, 2024. They have not lost the game since. They should be ranked. 5 losses on the year, 19-5. Like I said, man, 2-game winning streak in the American Conference. It's the name sometimes with these rankings. It's annoying. South Carolina had to deal with it a couple weeks ago after beating Kentucky at home by 17. Was on like a 4-5 game win streak. Still wasn't ranked. Had to beat Tennessee and Vanderbilt to get ranked. I thought USF, all they had to do was beat FAU and Tulsa. And they dominated Tulsa. They won by 19. I thought those 2 wins for sure to get a 2-game lead in America. I thought that would for sure get them ranked. But unfortunately, it didn't work like that. They got teams in here with 7 losses. Florida, which Florida's been playing better of late, but I don't think Florida should be ranked not above USF. In my opinion, USF might be the best basketball team in Florida. They might be. I think they're better than Florida State. They might be better than Florida. I think they're better than FAU. I think they're better than UCF. They might be the best basketball team in Florida. And it doesn't show, unfortunately, because politics with the rankings. I think USF should be ranked ahead of Texas Tech, 18-7. I understand Texas Tech is in the best conference in college basketball, but yet and still, they're not dominant. They got their wins. Like I said, they boat raced Kansas. Great win against Kansas. Can't take that away from them. But they are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th place in the Big 12. 6th place in the Big 12 gets you ranked. TCU, unranked, is 5th. BYU is 7th in the Big 12 and is ranked 25th. Come on, man. Like, I don't get it. And Colorado State, love Colorado State to death. They took an L last week and became ranked. They lost by 16 last Tuesday and became ranked. How does that make sense? And y'all know I love me some Isaiah Stevens. I love Colorado State. But come on, 16-point loss just because you beat Utah State, who was unranked by 20 at home. Now you're ranked 22nd in the country? No. South Florida deserves to be ranked. It's unacceptable what the AP polls have done to South Florida. South Florida has been robbed. Now if South Florida slips up and loses the game after winning 11 straight, they're for sure not going to get ranked. And I feel like they got robbed of seeing a number beside their name on ESPN2, ESPNU, ESPN Plus, or whatever, just to know, hey, we were ranked top 25 at one point in 2023-2024 season. They got robbed of that. Now, South Florida, they do play. Let me get back to their schedule. They have a game this week. I don't know if they have one or two. They play UTSA Wednesday and SMU on Sunday. If they slip up and lose, unfortunately for them, that cost them a chance to having a number beside their name. But if they win 2 straight, AP gotta fix this. They have to fix this, and South Florida has to be ranked. I don't even care if they barely get at 25. They have to be ranked. And here's another injustice I have. Let's talk about the votes, because you know they show the votes of 26 through like 40, right? 26, Virginia. Cool. Okay, fine, even though they just took an L. Gonzaga at 99? We serious? Are we serious? This is one of the worst Gonzaga teams we've seen in some time. Wisconsin at 88. After, what are they on? They lost like 4 of their last 5 of their last 6, and we still want to rank them? My team, Michigan State, we should not be ranked ahead of South Florida right now. I understand we are playing really good basketball right now, but no, we should not be ranked ahead of South Florida. TCU, no. And now we get to South Florida with 45 votes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 extra teams in front of South Florida, even though South Florida has been balling since January 7th. Makes no sense to me. Shout out to Washington State. Like I said, man, I called them getting in there. I'm happy they got in at 21. But South Florida not being in the top 25 is just blasphemous. I don't understand how they didn't make it. I don't understand how they're not even top 30 according to the AP poll. Just makes no sense to me. But I got to move on. To the 3 games for tonight. 3 games to watch tonight. The first one, Virginia at Virginia Tech. Now, Virginia, y'all know they're led by Reese Beekman, 14.2 points per game, 6 assists per game, and 2.3 steals per game. Isaac McNeely, 12.4 points per game. And Ryan Dunn, 8.9 points per game, 7 rebounds per game, and 1.5 steals per game. Now for Virginia in this game, their X factor, in my opinion, is going to be Jacob Groves, the 2-time transfer, Eastern Washington and Oklahoma. Jacob Groves, his three-point percentage, his shooting, they need his 3-point percentage per day, his 3-point shooting a day, because Virginia Tech got 2 guards that can absolutely go, and y'all know I'm about to talk about them in a second. Virginia is currently 20-6, 11-4 in the ACC, won 4 of their last 5. Like I said, they took a slug, they took an L. I can't even remember who they lost to at this moment. I can't remember who they lost to. Who did Virginia lose to? I want to say it was a bad loss too at home. Was it Pitt? Yeah, they lost to Pitt. Blake Hinton went crazy. I think he had like 27. Blake Hinton went nuts. They lost to Pitt at home. Now for Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech is led by Sean Padula, 15.5 points per game, 4.1 rebounds per game, and 4.5 assists per game. Hunter Couture, 14.3 points per game, and Len Kidd, 12.9 points per game and 6.6 rebounds per game. Now, their X factor in this game to me is Tyler Nickel off the bench. Y'all know UVA defense is really good. Their team, Tony Bennett has always been known for having really good defensive teams at Virginia. And so I think Tyler Nickel off the bench is going to have to provide a bunch of scoring, especially with guys like Beekman and Dunn on the defensive end. He got to be able to provide a spark if Virginia Tech goes down. He got to come off the bench and provide a spark to get the offense back going if that's the case. So that's my X factor for the Virginia Tech game. Virginia Tech is 14-11, 6-8 in ACC play. They went on a 3-game winning streak, and after said 3-game win streak, they've gone on to lose 4 out of their last 5 games. Their only win, I believe, was against Florida State at in Blacksburg. So shout out to them for that one. But the winner of this game, in my opinion, even though Virginia Tech is 3.5-point favorites, I'm gonna roll with Virginia on this game. I think Virginia is a really good team. I think Pitt, lost to Pitt. Pitt is a good basketball team too. They got guys that can score, and I know I said it a couple times against Virginia. They were going against teams that got guards that can score, and even in this game, they have guards that can score. But Reese Beekman and Isaac Manili can score as well. Like I said, Jacob Groves, who I think is going to be the X factor, he can light it up from 3-point line. And I think that's what's going to help them in this game against Virginia Tech. Also, huge interstate rivalry, so I think that's going to get them amped. Tony Bennett's going to be amped for that. And they're still fighting for first place in the ACC. They still have yet to play Duke and North Carolina, and they have to keep pace with those two schools and to fight for first place in the ACC. I know ACC regular season title, it don't mean much in terms of the tournament, but it means a bunch to those kids, and it means a bunch, I'm pretty sure, to Tony Bennett. I think those are accomplishments, those are goals that you set at the beginning of the year that you want to accomplish as like step climbing goals. Like we want to go tournament regular season champs, tournament ACC champs, Final Four, or you even Sweet 16, Elite 8, Final Four championship. So I think they do want to accomplish. I think teams come into seasons with that goal to accomplish in mind. So I think Virginia wins this game. Moving on to Iowa State at Houston. Now, like I just did in the last segment, you probably expected me to name the players and points per game. I didn't gone over these teams ad nauseum, especially Iowa State. I think every time Iowa State has played, I've gone over a game. So y'all know at this point they're led by Tammy Lipson, Keyshawn Gilbert, and Milan Milosevic. Now, the X factor I have for this team is Curtis Jones off the bench for Iowa State. Curtis Jones has been a bucket of late for Iowa State. I think he needs to continue to keep that up, especially because Houston has like a crazy points per game, like winning margin, like 30-something points per game in Houston. So his scoring is going to be necessary, is going to be needed in this one. Now, for Houston, y'all know they're led by LJ Cryer, Jamal Shade, and like Elijah. I think it's Elijah Sharp. And the X factor in this one I had was Jawan Roberts, the big fella down low, the forward. I think he's going to be big because I think if Iowa State chooses to go to a zone, I know they run like a bunch of man, but if they so choose to go to zones, I think him being in the middle of said zone and be able to facilitate from that would be huge. I think he's going to be huge on the boards, getting second chance opportunities because, you know, Iowa State defense travels. Their defense travels as well, so you might not get good looks. He's going to be huge to get second chances, to reset shot clocks, reset offenses, things like that. So I think Jawan Roberts is going to be huge. Emmanuel Sharp. I think Jawan Roberts is going to be huge, as well as I think he needs to score because Iowa State is going to constrict you. They're not going to let their best players beat you. So he's going to have to be a guy that can score and get second chance opportunities for this Houston Cougars team. So I think he's going to be the X factor in this game to look out for. With that being said, I know Iowa State, 8.5 point dogs. But if you remember the Iowa State-Houston game in Ames, Houston's issue was they could not score against this Iowa State defense. Iowa State went up something crazy like 21-4. Or it was something crazy. I don't remember off the top of my head, but it was a crazy lead to start the game. Iowa State just had Houston in a bind. Like, they couldn't do anything with the defense. Now, they did go on to come back and make the game close at the end of the game, and Iowa State was able to pull it out. But as I said numerous times, Iowa State's defense travels. So I think I'm going to take Iowa State in this one. And I think if Iowa State does win this game, it would give Houston its first home loss on the season. Houston is currently 14-0 at home, 4-3 on the road, while Iowa State's 15-0 at home, 4-3 on the road. I think Iowa State gives Houston its first home loss of the year. I think Houston keeps it close. But like I said, man, Iowa State, both teams have really good defense, but Iowa State defense really travels, and I think it really affected Houston last time. I think they're going to be really effective against Houston again. Give me Iowa State to win the game. Now for the last game I have for y'all is Texas at Kansas State. And again, I've been going over these teams ad nauseum. Y'all know Kansas State is led by Tyler Perry, Arthur Kaluma. Why am I blanking on his name? Cam Carter. Now, I normally don't use the top three as an X factor, but I think Tyler Perry is going to be the X factor in this one. And the reason why I say that is because he's going to have to go bucket for bucket with Max Abmas. I think he's really going to have to go bucket for bucket with Max Abmas. So he's my X factor in this one. While, so by the way, so sorry. Iowa State at Houston is a battle for first place in the Big 12, by the way. Forgot to throw that out there. Now, Texas and Kansas State. Y'all know Texas is led by Max Abmas, Dylan Mitchell. You got Brock Cunningham coming off the bench. I'm missing somebody key. I'm blanking on somebody named Key. Excuse me. I didn't write this one down because y'all know I've been going over both teams ad nauseum. I'm missing somebody. Dylan Dessou and Tyrese Hunter. How did I forget Tyrese Hunter to transfer from Iowa State? This X factor, I think it's Tyrese Hunter. I think Tyrese Hunter is going to have to score. I think he's going to help Max. He's going to have to help Max Abmas score a bunch. The offense, the brunt of the offense can't be on Max Abmas for this game. I think Tyrese Hunter is going to have to bring a lot of the buckets to the party. I think Tyrese Hunter is capable of doing so. But in order for Texas to win, I think Tyrese Hunter is going to have to show up in a big way against Kansas State. And in this one, I'm going to rock with the home team. I'm going to rock with Texas. I love Kansas State to death. But Kansas State at home and Kansas State on the road this year is just like a complete difference. Both 5-7 in the Big 12. Texas is currently 11-4 at home. Kansas State on the road is currently 2-5. Rolling with Texas to win this game, man. Like I said, man, just complete opposites on the road and at home. I think Texas pulls this one out. And that's it. That's all I have for y'all today. I hope y'all enjoy these college basketball games that we got going on tonight. I know people, we don't got NBA till Thursday, so come on down to the collegiate level, man. Watch you some good basketball, man. Maybe you might stick with us. Some might go back to the NBA on Thursday because it get crunchy for the NBA. That's when players start to care a little bit more. Playoff seeding start to matter a little bit more. Playoff races, fighting not to be in the play-in, fighting to be in the play-in, wherever you at the season. Get a little bit more crunchy. So I know people might not convert over to college basketball once Thursday hit, but you might got some that do convert to college basketball as soon as Thursday hit. You got 3 days. It's a 3-day free trial, man. Watch it. Come check this collegiate game out. We got, like I said, 3 marquee matchups tonight for y'all. Hopefully y'all enjoy them. And then tomorrow, I'll be back tomorrow to talk about the collegiate matchups tomorrow. There's a bigger slate tomorrow, so I got a little bit more time to go over stuff tomorrow. But until then, I'm gone. Peace.
Refuse to lose.
On one, I thought I hit the outro. My bad.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all at the next episode.